Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I know I have been MIA and I am so sorry about that, but I promise I will be very consistent right now. I have a lot of designs to share with you and this is one of them. I hope you like it as much as I do and you try it. And if you do try it, please leave your comments in the comment section and tell me what you think about the tutorial. I would really appreciate that, guys. Alright guys, so let's get right into the video. Alright guys, so for this project we're going to be using two colors. This wine reddish color and milk color. So I already did one portion of the project, the back portion, as you can see here, and the first tie around side, and this is the tie around, the rope, the string, I don't know what it's called. Anyways, now we're going to be working on the front portion. We're going to be working on the front portion. So the first thing you're going to do is to make a slip knot. How do I make my slip knots? I'll put my two middle fingers in like so, and then this hand I'm going to tie it around and then bring it inside. That is how you make your slip knot. So the outer end, the longer end, we're going to pull it, and then I'm using a 3mm hook. Insert our hook and we can begin. Alright guys, so for the first row, or rather for our chain, we're going to be making as much as we can to go around our body. Now I didn't count the number of chains I did because it was just a lot, so I'm just going to do this. So once you have enough, you can just into your second row block off 90 chains. Now that is my size. For your size, it could possibly be smaller. Now how did we get 90 chains? What I did was I just measured the chain across my body from one end to the other, and I came up with 90 chains. I came up with like 89 and I just rounded it off to 90. So that's it. Alright guys, so I have my chain, very long chain, and it's still going and going, and it's really long. So we're going to skip one chain, and onto the next chain we're going to do a half double crochet. So a half double crochet looks like this. You yarn over, insert the hook through the loop, and then you yarn over again and pull through that loop, and then you pull through everything. It's pretty simple. You yarn over, insert your hook through the loop, and then you yarn over and pull through one, and pull through everything. So that's how you make a half double crochet. So we're going to be doing 90 stitches for this row. For me, for you it could be more and it could be less. It basically just depends on how open you want the chest part of the top to be. I don't want it to be open at all. I want it to be closed off. That's why I started from the first end of my side, and I'm going to be working my way up. So if you don't want it to be too closed, you can start at the middle. You can start 75% way of your tummy area and like that. So we have done 2 half double crochets. We're going to be doing 90. So hi guys, so I'm done with the first row and this is what it looks like. So I have 90 stitches here. So we're going to be doing our decrease for the first row. So we're not going to be crocheting like we normally would. Instead, we're going to insert our hook through the loop and pull through, and then insert our hook through the second loop and pull through, and then pull through everything. And then we're going to be making a slip stitch right here. Okay, and then we're going to chain off 1, flip, and go to the second row. So for the second row, we're going to be skipping the first stitch, and into the second stitch we start our half double crochet like we would normally do. So that is our first decrease, and we're going to be continuing like this for the entire project. So however number of rows you want to make completely depends on how long you want the project to be. Now I don't want it to be like a full top, I want it to be like a crop top kind of. So I'm doing, I think 55 rows thereabout. And so once you're done with the second row, you go into the third row. So going into the third row, we're just going to chain up 1, flip our work, and go and start again. Okay. Alright guys, so I'm at the end of row 2. So I just finished off. So going into row 3, I'm just going to chain 1 and flip, and into the very first stitch we're going to start our half double crochet and continue to the end where we started, the decrease, or to the end where our decrease is, and I will be showing you how to do your second decrease. Now I am a self-taught crocheter, so I'm not really following any pattern. I just usually like to see stuff on Pinterest or try to create my own kind of patterns and designs. I don't have a written pattern for this, but if this was easy to follow, then I can write a pattern which will be on sale because the video is already free. Now if you want to order a sample of this, I have it on my Etsy store. You can do well to follow me, even if you're not going to purchase what I'm selling. You can do well to just follow me and like my shop. And for now, I'll be making sizes medium and large until I can figure out the small and other sizes. So alright guys, so for your next decrease, we are going to count our last 3 available stitches, because the previous row we did a decrease and you can see it here. So on top of your work, the 3 available stitches, this 3, 1, 2, 3, that is where we're going to be working our decreases from. So you insert your hook and pull through, insert your hook and pull through everything, and then slip stitch into the last stitch, and then you chain 1 and flip your work. Now on the next row, we're going to be skipping the very first stitch and continue with our half double crochet into the next stitch, and that is what we're going to be doing for the rest of this side of the front. So as you can see, it is already beginning to curve or to slant, and that was the idea. So I'll see you in the next row for our next decrease. Alright guys, so I am a couple of rows in, and as you can see, the straight slant, because we're following the same pattern, and you can see this side. So going into a new row, all you have to do is chain 1, and into the very first stitch you make a stitch, and then now we're going into a new row. I just wanted to check so you can forget about all this. I have crocheted and loosed and crocheted several projects with this, and this is like the 3rd one, I guess. So hopefully this one sticks. So we're going into the next row the same. Remember, going into the next row after your decrease, you skip 1 stitch before you start your half double crochet. So we're doing 55 rows, I guess, 55 or 52. And we are we're 19 rows in. Alright guys, so we're done. I have my 52 rows. I decided to stop at 52, and now we're going to be working on the back panel. So because we're using we are using two colors, I already did the back panel for this color, so we're going to be doing the back panel for this color. So you can see the slant on the project properly. Looks really nice, very straight, and our side also very straight. So if you did follow what I said, it should come out like this, and you don't have to worry about this loose threads. We are going to cut them off. So now we're just going to go ahead for the back panel. So I'm going to cut off the yarn here. I'm going to cut off the yarn, and we're good. Okay. Alright, so for the back, what we're going to be doing is this particular part of the panel is 40 chains. So we're going to be doing the same thing here. We're going to make it 41 chains actually, and then we're going to skip one. Alright, so basically all we're going to do is to make a chain of 40. So alright, so we have our 40 chains right here, 41 I meant. So we're just going to skip that 41st chain and go into the 42nd. Sorry, and go into the 40th chain and start our half double crochet. So we're just going to be half double crocheting into every stitch, and we're just going to have double crochet into every stitch, and going into the next stitch we'll chain one and half double crochet into the very first stitch. So this is row 1. Alright guys, so we're done with the first row, as you can see. So we're going into the next one, and we're just going to make a chain of 1 and then turn the work around and into the very first stitch. We're not skipping, we continue. So we're going to be doing this for the same number of rows as the front panel. which will be 52. So I'm just going to do it for a couple of rows so you can see, and then I'll finish it off. So remember, if you're half double crocheting, you yarn over and insert the hook through the loop, and then you pull through that loop and then pull through everything. Alright guys, so I am done with the back panel and the front. So I did this star thingies on the red part of the, just to see how it will look, and I do like it, so I'm going to be doing it on the white one too. But before then, we are going to be joining our back panels together. So we have both sides ready. So from here, now you can use a darning needle if you choose, or you can use your crochet hook. It really doesn't matter as long as you get it done nice. All right. Alright, so the part where you want to be on the inside, you're going to flip it like so, and then flip it like so. So this is gonna be on the outside. Now we're going to crochet them together. Okay. So we're going to take our yarn and make a slip knot. And then from one end, right here, we're going to start crocheting with slip stitches. Okay, so we have secured it. So this is what we're going to do to get to the end of the row. Alright guys, so I'm done, as you can see, and it looks really nice, I would say. I'm liking the coloring and everything. You can see the full picture. Okay. Alright guys, so now that we have joined the back panels together, we're going to be working on the front. So for this one, so you're going to the parts that's going to be inside, you're going to have it out, and then the inside of the back panel as well, and then you're going to hold them together and crochet them like so. So we're working from the inside out. So whatever color of yarn you want to use, completely up to you. Alright, so I'm going to be using some white yarn. So we're going to make a slip knot, and then from the end of the front panel, from one end, we're going to slip stitch to another end. So once you have your slip knot, you make a slip stitch to kind of secure it like this, and then we're going to work our way to the end. Alright guys, so once we have slip stitched our way to the end, we're just going to kind of make an extra stitch to secure it, and then cut the yarn off. So it should come together like this. Should come together like this, so you can see. Alright, so now we're going to be working on the insides. So for the armpit portion, I measured mine, and then the length is going to be 8.5. So I'm going to stop somewhere around here. So you need a tape measure to figure out how many inches you're going to leave out, or as you go on you can just try it out to know where it's going to stop if you don't have a tape measure. Alright, so we're going to be working from the inside still. So with our white yarn again, we're going to from one end to the other, and then attach our slip knot and just create a stitch to secure them together. Alright, and then we continue with our slip stitch till we get to our 8.5 mark. So I'd advise you to use a stitch marker at your 8.5 inch mark, or whatever point you want the arm shoulder portion to be at. Alright guys, so now we're going to check to see if we have hit our 8.5. Alright guys, so now we're going to check to see if we have hit the 8.5 mark, and it is right here. So we're just going to do 2-3 more stitches, and then we are done. So. Alright, let's check again. Okay. Alright guys, so we're right there. So you can try it out to see if really it's not too tight or it's not too big before you cut the yarn off. Alright guys, so now we're done. We're going to be working on the sleeve. It's going to be a very short sleeve. So what we're going to do is we're going to be making our slip knot, and then from the inside we're going to connect our slip knots to the outside. So we're just going to make a slip stitch and then chain up of 1, and then we're just going to single crochet our way around. So we're going to single crochet our way around the project. Alright guys, so once you have single crocheted your way around, you're just going to slip stitch the first point and last point together, and then we're going to make a chain of 1, and then into every stitch we're going to half double crochet just like we were doing before. So at the end of every row you're going to slip stitch the first point, that's the chain 1 point, and last point together. So Alright guys, so we are at the last stitch. So before we go into the next row, we're just going to slip stitch the first and the last together, and then make a chain of 1, and then into the very first stitch we're going to continue with our half double crochet. So when I say into the very first stitch, I mean you're going to see a stitch where the chain 1 is, but we're going into the one after that, and then we're going to continue with our half double crochet. So we're going to do this for as many rows as we want. So you can check to see if you want it to be short, if you want it to be long. Just try it out before you cut the yarn off to know just how many rows will be enough for you. Alright guys, so I'm done with the arm portion, and I did the 2. So I did a total of 13 stitches here and 13 stitches here. So we are done, and I have cut off all the yarn and everything. So thank you so much for watching. Remember, if you haven't subscribed, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Don't forget to like, don't forget to share, and I'll see you in my next video.